on Metropolis right now.
That is correct, Ben. As you mentioned, Hwangsin had a rough start of this season. He's 0-2, lost against Chef and Bishu, lost in the PvP series against Bishu. It was a really close one though. Targa is 1-2. Targa had a rough start as well, as he lost in the first week against Vibe. And then, well, which he was quite vocal about, how he felt about that loss. And then in the following week, he lost against another North American Zerg. He lost against Chef, but last week he did win. So Targa, well, maybe he can carry over some momentum, Ben. If he opens up the season with 2-2, it's quite fine once more.
I do think Targa's going to win here, Kevin. He's the guy I chose to take this series. Did you make a prediction for this one?
Yes, I made the similar prediction, Ben. Actually, Ben and me made predictions separated of each other, so we don't know what we predicted today. But yes, I predicted Targa to take this series as well, even though it was one that I'm not 100% convinced about, because I can see Hwangsin pulling off some crazy strategies and surprising / maybe even upsetting Targa, even though a few months ago nobody would have said Hwangsin beating Targa as an upset. But I don't know. I think Targa is going to take it, Ben. And if you take a look at these spawning positions that we have over here, spawning locations, I like it a lot for Targa. I think this is a fantastic position for Zerg to start dropping Protoss, because there's so much surface area to drop in the main base. Well, if Protoss also has to defend his third base, he's going to be so spread out, and it's so hard to deal with Zerg drops, I think. Or even Mutalisk, Ben. I know you like Mutas.
I do like Mutas on the version of Metropolis with the islands.
You were unbeatable on this map with islands,
It's
right?
my best build ever, man.
Yeah,
You've seen some of those games.
I know, man. I never dared to play you on Metropolis. Even though, I would just open LV
Double
style.
Stargate
Triple Stargate. Triple Stargate with range upgrade. Look at me now, hater.
Hydronitis. Boom.
Oh. Hey, Phoenix can be pretty good against Hydra.
It's actually really true.
If you pick them up one by one before they read that critical mass, you can actually deal a lot of damage. Spawning pool went down for Targa already, Ben. He's trying to drop that hatchery, but Hwangsin doing a pretty good job so far in blocking it. But now the probe took a little bit too much damage, as we had an observer in the game, apparently. Who was going to leave. This game is not live, just like Oz vs. Yama's not live. I'm not do we have a live game tonight, Ben? Because I believe we don't.
I think MC versus Tasia was played earlier today. So
yeah,
no, I guess not, Kev.
Okay.
As sad as it makes me to say.
No, I mean, I don't think it's sad. As long as the games are fresh, that's the most important thing. Of course, in Season 1 and 2, you guys have been very vocal about NASL, just being quite far behind. Games were played 3-4 weeks in advance and then just kind of loses the touch. It also loses something for players, Ben, because players like to watch professional leagues as well. But if you see your own game you played a month ago, it's kind of hard to still relate to the feeling how you felt that day and whatnot. So our broadcasts are always live, of course, and we try to keep the games as fresh as possible. But we have to be cooperative with the players as well, since I mean, this is just a crazy tournament season we're in right now, and players are just traveling all around the globe 24/7.
For the most part, every game we broadcast here at the North American Star League is no more than 24 hours old. Occasionally we'll get one that's 2 or 3 days old, but very, very super seldom. As we do see a very standard opening for Targa. Fast 3 hatcheries, no gas just yet. And Hwangsin, what is he up to?
He's going to wipe in his cybernetics square band. So far, everything quite standard. Targa is going to bring his overlords in position, so I can imagine him sacrificing 1 or 2. Of course, Hwangsin had a reputation for being quite a fan of 2-base all-ins. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of Protoss players love him. In Wings of Liberty, some Protoss players even swear it's the only way to play against Zerg. Now, I wouldn't go that far, and I've seen Hwangsin mix up his style a lot, but I still think if you're in Targa's position, you always want to sacrifice an overlord against a player like Hwangsin.
I want to remind everybody that if you're enjoying the North American Star League, if you like the broadcast, if you want more, consider picking up that NASL HD pass for $19.99 or for $15.99 if you use the promotional code Ohana_bitter.
$14.99 if you use NASL_TV_Roddy.
That's not true. Roddy's only gives you $3 off.
No, it's not.
Mine gives you $5 off.
No, I will send all those people $2, man. On PayPal.
Okay, with that I can't speak to that. But pick up those HD passes for 1080p, for early access to VODs, but more specifically for a bunch of really special exclusive content like extended interviews with players and things like an entire day of paintball with Team Root. That's all going to be up on our subscriber access page here shortly. And speaking to Targa, Kev, I think you've got a nice long interview planned with him here that should be up pretty soon as well.
Yes, super long, bro. I'm going to talk about his childhood, about all the things that make Targa happy in life, about his deadlifting experience, because he's a very strong man.
talk about his feelings.
Yes. We're gonna open up, man. We're gonna like have a little Skype date. Gonna set it up. Candles. Targa's not aware of this yet, but I know he won't turn me down. Targa and me, we share a history, man.
Targa, you and Svetlana.
Lucy. Lucy. War Prism is on the way, and Targa is indeed gonna sacrifice his Overlord, but well, he did actually, no, he never saw the robotics facility. And this is a pretty important one, because right now all that he's gonna see is 3 gates. And I don't think he's ever going to make it all the way to this robotics facility. I do think he's going to be very careful, because he has to know on these positions. Even a Void Ray War Prism play was quite popular for a little while, which I always thought was sort of weird, but people have pulled it off. It's not going to be the case for Hwangsin this time. It's just going to be pure gates and robo play, but he only has 4 gates right now, so you could potentially say something we've seen in the past. Protoss tried to force field off this ramp. If it works, it's great, keep reinforcing. If it doesn't work, fall back, don't overcommit.
Hwangsin's going to fly right past an Overlord. Can Targa respond in time? How many units does Targa have out on the mat? Only 2 Zerglings. This could get kind of dicey, Kevin. Queens are coming up. There's a good force field, though. And Sentries will unload. Zealot's going to be warped in immediately. There are roaches hatching in the main, but not that many. Oh, Hwangsin's got to be so meticulous with the micro. Doesn't want to miss a force field, and he does get another one, but he loses a sentry in the process. Need more warp-ins, Hwangsin, if you're going to continue with this kind of aggression.
He has to keep the sentries alive. That's what he wants to do. Now this force field won't last anymore. A couple of roaches, and more importantly, Queensband are streaming up the ramp as well. And Targa. Wow, the roaches are taking a ton of damage from all the Zealots. The War Prism does finally fall. So I guess eventually Targa will stabilize, but not before losing a lot of drones.
Wow, this was really effective. For a while I thought Targa had shut it down, but Hwangsin really getting some mileage out of these units here at the end of things, killing a grand total of 17 drones. And we can see it there on resources lost that was a better overall exchange for our Protoss player. Puts himself in a pretty strong position. Worker count 46 to 44 with Hwangsin oh so barely ahead.
And 3 Immortals are already working on these destructible debris bands, so I think Hwangsin is going to follow this right up with 7 gate and robo. And he lost a lot of sentries, but he's going to warp in way more sentries, so he's going to have plenty of force fields. We see Targa on the other end is going to... Targa probably put everything together right now. He knows what's going on. He probably expects his follow-up as well, so he's going to try to get Infestors out, but I think it's going to be so rough to get those out in time.
Yeah, getting Infestors out is a bit of a long shot, but what he has done nicely is he set up his infrastructure. He's got 4 hatcheries. He did rebuild drones pretty quickly. He's up to 55 drones. That's a workable number, but the real question, can he produce enough units in time?
Maybe if you could force a fight with a couple of Zerglings like Hyundai way before this Immortal Sentry army really arrives. But that's not going to be the case. He is making links right now, Ben, but Hwangsin is so close already. This pro tried to drop a pylon on creep. Does not work, man.
Targa's creep spread really going to help him here, as it will force Hwangsin to fight on top of this creep. There is no observer with this. And, oh, Targa's got to be so careful about how he chooses to engage there. Force fields do go down. They're not perfect force fields, but maybe good enough as they cut off a lot of roaches, and these Immortals are going to just hammer away at these armored roaches, doing so incredibly much damage.
The sentries are quite exposed right now, Ben, and Hwangsin starts losing a lot of sentries. 1 Immortal is running a little bit low on HP as well. He could always save them with the War Prism if he really needs to, but the Stalker count is so high right now, and Infestors are just never going to get into play. Hwangsin didn't do that perfectly, but it seems like it's good enough.
Yes, sir, it will be good enough. Targa has given up his natural at this point, and Hwangsin continues to march forward. This hatch is going to fall. Some Lings and some Roaches going to stream in from the back, but it's not going to matter. When a Protoss player has this position with this many units, there is very, very little Zerg can do to stop him.
Yeah, certainly with just Roaches, man. War Prism takes a lot of damage and will fall, but something that won't fall is this Stalker Immortal Ball over here from Hwangsin. Targa GG's, and Hwangsin takes the first map on Metropolis.
Well played, Hwangsin, with some Warp Prism harass into the big Immortal push. Nice, strong transition as he does go up 1-0.
What I think is crazy, Ben, is that Zerg doesn't at least have 6 to 8 links. So right now, because Targa only had 1 or 2 links, and then the sentries can basically always unload. If there are 2 queens right there shooting at the War Prism immediately, it already gets more scary. But just imagine if he has 6 to 8 links, it already makes it so much harder for sentries to unload. And then also you need to warp in, and then you need to pick up the sentries again. Just a few units, literally 3 or 4 units, will make it a lot harder for Protoss to pull that one off already, which is crazy.
Guys, that last game brought to you by Squarespace, with everything you need to create your own exceptional web page. We are running a special promotion for people wanting to check Squarespace out. You can get to that by visiting nasl.tv/p/Squarespace. We're going to kick it off to a special commercial break with the NASL Sound Guy.